Well, I feel you folks have to do your due diligence to do what you feel is best for the town, and if the state comes in and overrides you, hey, at least you can sleep at night, and you did what you felt was fair for the town.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that if we settle for 2.2, the state would say, well, great, they don't care. You know, that's, at least if they have to override us, you think they have to think about it first.
Well, the other towns seem to be doing that. I mean, they've increased their setbacks.
Well, that was the reason of making the copies of those other towns, not that you guys have to come up with a new Bible, but you've got something, other towns, what they're going by and living with.
How many turbines were originally slated for Prattsburgh before they started shifting everything south?
Almost all of them.
It was 28.
Prattsburgh,
Yeah, I'm just curious.
well, that's one of the big reasons why is because of the Prattsburgh law, which basically drafted to
Now, how many are in there now? Three. So with 94C, if the state's gonna come in and basically, couldn't they just say, you know what, this is how we originally planned it? We're
But
gonna
that's what I was saying though, is you may increase the law and it may work to move turbines out if that's what you wanna do, because it may just change your application around or not bother litigating the issue. There's two questions. One of them is, how does the company react after you have a loss or what? And the second question is, if they react that they want to litigate the issue, how does the Office of Renewable Energy, you know, how do they view it?
Well, would you agree probably at some point in time, one of these towns is gonna challenge it under home rule if the state comes in and starts overruling town rules, that it'll be challenged with the home rule? And that would affect probably every project.
I don't think that the town's home rule can override the state. I mean, the home rule is a state law,
Mhm.
just like 94C is, and I think the state's preempted home rule on this issue.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a threshold that they have in there somewhere.
Yeah.
There is home rule to set, there's home rule to be able to set your laws, but then the state has the ability to say that it's unreasonably burdensome. So I said that wrong when I first answered you on it.
Mhm.
What can the state say to this town? They've got 27 turbines now.
Yeah.
I mean, what can they say? Have you done your part?
We have a comprehensive plan. That's like, I think we need to have, in order to really meet the goals that were set out in that plan, we have to have something that's far more strict than what we're talking about currently. I'm not, like I said, I just come up with I think a half mile, a mile, I thought that is how we found, but I'm not stuck on that number.
Well, I'm not sure whether that's the way. Fremont, if I'm corrected, I mean, you put 500 feet limit on it, that's all the problem, they just moved out, right? I mean, you don't have any Fremont on it, this project. They're not building it as far as I know. They were initially cited in the Maryland project. And initially, they were gonna be how many?
I don't know, it was like a 28 or something. I mean, the siting board agreed with the wind company and everything, and then that's when they come in, as soon as everything was agreed on, they come in and wanted the 650, and the town board voted not to go with the 650s.
Yeah, so the height limit is another tool. If you're looking at the exponential visual impact of higher turbines, that's another setbacks you want.
That's due to that approach, but I'm saying, yeah. I'm not sure the company would, any company would say, okay, we can't do towers, we're gonna do more, we're gonna do the same project with shorter turbines, we're gonna have more of it. I mean, that's,
Yeah, the only thing is
That
we
doesn't-
know, that some of the turbines have to be shorter in this project, and that at least one of them is already, and this is slated for the,
Brenda Ross.
western, southwestern corner of this project.
What does that mean? Some are smaller?
Yeah, it's a,
We weren't two that were
it's,
smaller.
one of them was it 475 or something?
That's, because of the entryway to the Hornell Airport,
Oh.
when they're coming in. Brenda Ross's turbine's gonna be one of the 7 smaller
It was
ones.
under 500, wasn't it, that one? It was the shortest one. Yeah.
Well, Brenda Ross and Flights are both next to each other, so it might be both of them. Is it both of them?
No, I thought it was Ross that was.
Yeah, that's what that's what I heard when I was going to Volca.
Yeah.
Kevin said.
There were like 500 footers. I got it with that.
No, there's one, yes, there's, 5.
I thought we also had it in our law that all the turbines in a project had to be of the same model
Cut down
and
the
appearance
visual,
to cut down the visual
certain
impact.
color.
Right. But that didn't mean size. I
Yeah.
guess. Another thing that just jogged my memory about was the ability of these wind companies to kind of piece together projects. Like they'll say they can get, cheaper parts here, whatever, and they job a project together. And I think there's a term for a certification.
Certification. Yep.
Certification. So is that in our current law too, that these wind turbines have to be certified so that they're all engineered for that specific model, that they're not, parts and pieces aren't taken from other models and put together to make a cheaper, essentially, a cheaper product for the company?
Well, what it is there's a lot of turbines laying around
Right.
from other projects, and you don't want them bringing in, these ones have been sitting around for years and have
Exactly.
parts of GE and,
So certification is.
Yeah, there's nothing in here about that.
Okay. I think that's something important that we should consider too.
I don't know if that, how does it affect the town? I don't understand, I guess. How does it affect
Like if
us?
it was cheaper parts that maybe were noisier or,
Well, you have the-
something along
You have the
those
sound,
lines.
all this, that's what the law is, each one could be, you would have to be to that level, but,
They should be certified.
I mean, we were lucky on the other project, I guess they were all, the repower was termed the Cadillac, and you didn't have a lot of trouble with them. But, I don't know, if you start tying the company's hands as far as what they've got, what type and what, other than meeting their limits, I don't know if you can do that.
Well,
Well, you
you're
want-
just saying that they're
You just want to make sure they're
they're
engineered properly.
engineered,
Right.
yeah, they're safe and
Right.
they're built properly, not
Right, not whatever they're
a
called.
Chinese one.
Or not, a blade off of this one is used, just to make sure that they're.
You know, any of the clipper parts from Cohocton
Right.
ended up in
I don't know, that would be under the development standards or something.
they had 7 that they had procured that they were planning on using on this project, 7 Vestas. 6 of them were 498 feet tall at 2 megawatts, and one was a 575 foot tall at 3.6. So they're all Vestas, which he characterized as the top tier. Vestas, GE, Siemens, I forget, there was another one in there that he classified as top tier wind turbines,
Mhm.
as opposed to say a clipper, which are the ones that they had all kinds of problems with that go hot. So, I don't know if they're still in business. With what?
There's been some language in that, Litchfield one about the quality of the turbines or something.
In my mind, I don't think they'd be putting up something that wouldn't, you know, make them money as well as somebody else who was doing shoddy materials. I don't know, in my mind, it doesn't seem like they would put millions of dollars into a project and use, substandard parts. It seems like they wanna make it work.
You would hope.
Yeah.
That's the same process they use in Texas, right?
I don't think wind energy is efficient, but it's, the issue is, you know, how we want to make it.
The difficult question is, do we wanna stop the project entirely, or do we wanna, make it so it would be, yeah,
I don't want to
your
stop.
points have been good
It's
about
important to it.
the comprehensive plan and whatnot. Is there,
I don't want to be a guinea pig for these.
you know, I'm agreeing with you on that point. Don't like to be the guinea pig, but, setting the, you know, the height standards, you know, that may be an issue, may not be. What Eric just said about the ones that they've got, you know, would they be using them, or would they be going to the taller ones, you know, if they've got something right
They
ready?
planned on using those 7 within this project,
Yeah.
yeah, somewhere,
Okay.
in probably other
If we
locations.
set the, I'm thinking out loud here.
Yeah.
If we set the limit,
Mhm.
that being more influential using the shorter ones on this project. Is my thinking founded there? Instead of, you know, putting taller ones there, if we put a height limit and the other townships don't,
This way I would put different setback limit on, based on the size. That would encourage them, possibly if they can't fit the big one in there, they can still make the setbacks with us.
that's what my thought process is a little slower than yours, Jim, but that's what I was.
They put the 500 feet limit in.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Well, they never sent a notification that they weren't coming. I mean, everybody still has leases over there, so.
He's doing good.
Think about it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you got, well,
You got a couple.
we're not finished yet. I mean, tell me what you, because I didn't think that you were wanting to bring me to this meeting, but tell me what you want me to do for the next meeting, what you want. And I need to, I can't do Wednesday, I have a regular voting meeting, so.
But we
might have to move
to Thursday.
Well, I think I
Yeah.
have to go, to Greenwood, West Union, but there's just a new petition issue that came up on 8th that I had to go to them on. One of them is on Thursday, I think it's less usually. But I can we do like early the following week?
Yeah, it is.
We can see what-
Monday's the 22nd. Our next meeting is scheduled for the 17th. Wednesday the 17th. No, oh, yeah, you're right. Because you guys are next week, right? The 10th? Yeah, we're the 10th.
Yeah, because so you said you were, when were you scheduled for? Wednesday the 17th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a VOCA, and then, is that the second or third Thursday, the 18th?
That'd be the third Thursday.
Okay, so then, basically the last week there, could you guys do something that one?
24, Wednesday the 24th.
Yeah, I could do that, Wednesday the 24th.
Yeah,
Or
we can put it on.
Thursday the 25th.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think I don't have a problem with that.
No, I don't have a problem 24th.
Okay.
I might not be able to make it. Got to check on that.
Thursday the 25th.
I can do
Or
either.
the
of those.
25th or 4th? Fifth?
Thursday the 25th.
Thursday.
Yeah, I can do either one.
No, that week, I got.
Well, that whole week is,
Yeah, yeah, I got to check to see.
but I guess it's work, so.
Tentatively, or at least, 25th then.
24th work for you, Jack?
24th, all right, Wednesday. I guess we'll do the 24th. Like Wednesday.
So I can try, I can see if I can find somebody to talk to visual.
Yeah, that would be.
I'll give you a call and talk to you about that.
Okay. Well, there was a couple other things. Language about that they're certified towers or whatever they are. Should we, in the introduction, should we mention the comprehensive plan that it's,
Yeah. If you wanna mention that people and like the rural.
I don't think you gotta do any detail, just to mention that it.
The rural character of the town.
Right, it's taken into consideration in drafting this law, just so that we. Yeah, you think we just let people. There you go, Steve.
Yeah, there you go, yeah, there we go, it's a little bit.
Yeah. It would be, I mean, you could literally take one of these and go off.
Yeah, you can,
There are those.
you can go by the scale here, and we can always, that's what I was thinking, I wanted to see some of
See how
these.
many other residences.
I don't know what.
Someone could.
Well, you can always calculate, you can imagine that one, these are 500 or whatever, foot towers, and you can always.
Yeah, two
Calculate
circles, one
over
for
there.
500 foot and one for 60. See what it is.
Are these set on what price they're trying to put in there as?
No, some of them, but,
Okay.
I mean, there's your scale there.
Right, well, I didn't know. If we do like that one, number 5 was already set at a height, proposed height.
We just give people a chance to
Yeah.
think about the setbacks and
Yeah, that.
maybe do more research on what other people did. Or
I mean, I think that you guys can, I don't think if you wanna finalize something in the meeting,